Hi, my name is Kevin Taylor. Can someone tell the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that he's no more relevant in Ghana politics? This is the Friday editorial. So with all due respect, until the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, came into the political scene, the ordinary Ghanaian thought most economists were smart people. Yes, they thought most economists were smart people. Honestly, I think the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, is a modified comedian. Why do I say this? It is because the layman on the streets of Makola, on the street of Kegetia, on the street of Elmina to Navrongo knows for a fact that the banking cleanup has caused more damage than good. You don't need a selfish hypocrite like J.J. Rawlings, who only sees corruption when NDC is in power, to tell any Ghanaian that Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has lost touch with reality. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, speaks and acts like a lead actor in By the Fireside. His only happiness is pleasing Mohamed Okono, who in this case is the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, so that he'll be considered in the next episode. The honest truth is, even my own NPP, knows for a fact that Dr. Bawumia is no more relevant in our political space as I speak. Those very close to the presidency, like Gabi Ochredakon, Bedietu, Bamti, the president's brother, Oforiata, and the rest, see Bawumia as a distraction to the family and friends government agenda. I know the words I'm using today hurts, but it's the honest truth. I know tomorrow they will send a barking dog like Ernest Kofi Owusu-Bempah to talk trash on rented media platforms to distract the ordinary Ghanaian. But the truth is, we are focused. Now, to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, if you say the banking cleanup saved this country 4.6 million, then I would like to ask, Mr. Vice President, that how much did Ghana as a country spend on the banking cleanup in the first place? Did Ghana as a country spend less in cleaning the banking sector, or spent we spent three times the amount to solve such a simple problem? With all due respect, sometimes I feel bad for the Vice President because his level of economic ignorance is unprecedented. The truth is, anyone can read economics, but not everyone can apply it practically, and that is what Dr. Bawumia is missing. Now, let's talk about job losses. Mr. Vice President, do you know that in the process of cleaning up the banking system, over 20,000 people have lost their jobs? Most young men and women who are now jobless because of your government's lazy approach in tackling simple issues like the banking crisis are all home and crying each and every day. You were in this country when your government cooked up articles and spread it on rented radio and TV stations to tell we Ghanaians that no one was going to get fired. But today, these are the evidence. I would like to show you, Dr. Bawumia, the evidence today. This is a contract termination. Look at it, Dr. Bawumia. I know somebody is going to send it to you, and I want you to watch this. This is a contract termination letter your so-called consolidated bank sent to innocent bankers, all because this government failed. This NPP government failed to think in the first place. Young men and women in the banking sector are now jobless, and you show no remorse, you show no pain for the national crisis you have caused by talking about the peanuts you and your cronies have saved for yourselves. Dr. Bawumia, your government has deliberately failed to even pay these young men and women their severance package. As you can see here, it's been almost a year. It's been almost a year, and these people, they've not been paid anything. And you have the courage to tell us that you have saved us money. You should be ashamed of yourself, Dr. Bawumia. What do you expect these young people to do? I'm asking you, Vice President, to sit home and wait till December 7th and vote for you and your clueless boss? With all due respect, I believe only a daft, ignorant soul would do that. Now tell me, how come no one has been prosecuted and jailed after this banking cleanup? Your government told us that the boards of the banks, the directors, the managers, the high executives were the people behind the banking crisis. So how come till date no one has been prosecuted? People like Mensa Otabil and his likes are walking in and out of their churches doing business as usual, and you come and tell us Ghanaians that you have saved millions. You should be ashamed of yourself. Do you even listen to yourself when you speak? Mr. Vice President, you are in fact very ignorant about the hardship of the ordinary Ghanaian. Yes, you are very ignorant. The hardship the ordinary Ghanaian is going through now. Sometimes I feel you are too far from reality because you are too comfortable in your convoy. just take a day off. Dr. Bawumia, just take a day off and walk on the streets of Accra, on the streets of Kumasi, on the street of Takrady and Elmina, and make such reckless utterances and see if you go home with your head. I will be glad if one of these days you follow your wife Samira to the market and ask the ordinary Ghanaian how they felt about you before and how they feel about you now. The honest truth is, the ordinary Ghanaian sees you like an outdated World War II radio. Yes, they see you like an outdated radio. When you are on the highest blast, you sound like a distorted signal. Too much noise in the ears of the rational Ghanaian. My fellow Ghanaians, this is the kind of disrespect I talk about every time. We have allowed politicians to take us for granted and say things and walk away without any consequences. In any serious country, Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia would have been stripped off his position as a vice president because he lacks credibility to lead. He lies without thinking about it and shows no respect to the ordinary Ghanaian. The only thing he thinks about is how he will survive in this den of Achim mafias led by the president, Akufo-Addo. Vice President Bawumia is the same person who said drones were going to distribute blood to clinics across the nation. Where are the drones? Was he not the same person who said every Ghanaian will get bank accounts in 2018? Where are the accounts? Wasn't he the same person, the same Dr. Bawumia, who said 570 dams will be constructed across Ghana before 2019? We are in 2019. Where are the dams? He stood on national television to say every constituency was going to get $1 million. Where is the money? This man, Dr. Bawumia, is a walking contradiction who has no shame and feels no shame in lying to we the people of Ghana. And I'll be an idiot to praise this man after he made such comments. My fellow Ghanaians, I think the time has come for us to start thinking and focusing on the future. The future that will bring development. The future that will expand our infrastructure. The future that will create jobs. The future that will make sure the promises made are kept and delivered, but not the past filled with tribal bigots who only think about themselves and their forefathers who never contributed to the development of this nation. I will say this today and I will say this any day, that Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia is a comedian packaged as an economist. He is empty and full of lies. This lying doctor, Bawumia, is no more relevant to our politics today. He should be ignored for the good of this nation. Bawumia lives in the past where lies to him taste like honey, and I believe it's our responsibility as citizens to bring him back to reality by asking him questions about his failures. This is the time for we Ghanaians to focus on the future that will build the nation, not the past filled with lies and dishonesty. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, and this is the Friday Editorial.